Check. Microphone check. Microphone check. Right. Oh, this is on mute.
Yeah, we on.
Is anything muted?
Yeah.
TV, everything?
Yeah, should be. I don't hear nothing. Yeah. Okay. All right, Shalom Akim, Wagwaf. First and foremost, before we start, we want to start off by giving all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Go on to the elder apostles of the great millstone, who well, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David scattered on the four corners of the earth. We once again, together, we just gonna have an open forum through the spirit. We're just gonna let the spirit flow. It's definitely different current topics that we can go into. As far as prophecy, and that's the most important thing, in these times, because the Lord said, He would declare the end from the beginning, and we're seeing all these things that the Lord spoke. They all are coming to pass. And we're to be on our watch, constantly watching, as well as praying, like the scriptures say, and, that we be counted worthy to stand before the Son of Man.
Right.
All right. So brothers got any scriptures to open up where we can.
Chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I'm reproved.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Yep.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Yep.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
That's right. Because the Most High, he's not a man that he should lie. All right. So the things that he spoke, you best believe, he's gonna make good on it.
Mm-hmm.
And those various things that the Lord said, would happen. Through the various prophets, and even up to the time of Yahushua. When he said that, these were different things that would happen, right before his return, when the apostles asked him, what shall be the sign of your coming?
He said, we then return, restore the kingdom to Israel.
It wasn't the time back then. But now we're seeing that we're definitely in that time. And now you're seeing what? Let's go to Matthew 24 and 2 Ezra 9.
I'm on Matthew 24 now. I'm going to read that verse that you just quoted also. Verse 2 and 3. 3.
Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 24. I'll start at verse 2 saying, Yahweh said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
And right there, he was referring to what would happen during the siege of Jerusalem, 70 AD. Basically, when they was going to come in there and basically destroy the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, that's the first one of things. It says, and he said upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?
Yeah, the end of the Ayan, the end of the age. Okay. Right? And at that time, this was the time of the fourth beast before they received that deadly wound. Before it got healed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the first beast that they were living in the time of. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Reading on, it says, and Yahweh answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Mm-hmm. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Mm-hmm.
And when you actually look up that word rumors, it means reports.
Mm-hmm.
Report of wars. That's why when you constantly watch the news,
mm-hmm.
There's always talking about, there's a new conflict growing in a certain regional area, whether it be, something having to do with,
Iran.
Yeah, Iran, China, Russia.
North Africa.
Yeah, you know, you having people enter into no-fly zones. Military joint drills taking place.
The Iran nuclear deal.
Yeah,
That's talking about World War III.
What's
the guy on that?
yeah. They're matter of fact, since you brought that up, they're concerned that Biden's going to reestablish the nuclear deal under that Obama set forward back in 2015 that Trump opted out of back in 2018.
Yep.
And we know that they've been trying to denuclearize Iran for a minute, but Iran never stopped.
Yeah.
They never stopped enriching their uranium. So things could escalate with that. And then also you got Russia. They have a conflict with Ukraine right now, right? And it's been war of words between Putin and Sleepy Joe, and now they've slapped some sanctions on Russia, and because of that, Putin he basically expelled I think like 10 U.S. diplomats from out of Russia, and also any of the U.S. Officials, all these top key players in the White House, they're banned from ever entering into their country.
Yep.
He basically has a no entry list.
And he even banned some of the things, I'll say it this way, some of the things that America does. He even banned some of that from happening over there.
Yeah, which essentially that's a Cold War.
Yeah.
No kind of relations between U.S. and Russia. It's just straight up cold, cut off, man. You don't know what anybody's doing.
What's significant about these countries that we're speaking of? They're all prophetic. They're all in prophecy. It's not like we're talking about South Africa and some India. No, these are countries that are pinpointed in the scriptures. Iran, Persia. Only ones that's really not that's in the mix that's really not prophesied is Moab, but the scripture says he's going to bring all nations to that valley of Jehoshaphat. So, but the main players are Gog and Magog, Persia, of course Babylon, Libya, Israel. What is it? So how's it go? The lease essentially draw them out. So everything that's pertaining to this world war and conflict is talking about prophetic countries. That's why we know we're in these. The EU. That's why we know we're in these times.
The scripture is talking about World War III, which is Revelation 9. Whoa. And we're in that, coming up on that third woe, World War III.
Matter of fact, somebody get that. Revelation 11. Yeah.
So you see these countries like Russia trying to get back Ukraine, trying to get back to the old Soviet Union ways. China trying to take back Taiwan.
Yep.
All right. You got skirmishes between Iran and the state of Israel. So that's a world war, man. NATO and America are gonna get involved. So there's a whole. Hey, when this World War III pop off, man, there's gonna be a draft. A whole lot of bodies gonna be piling up in the Middle East, man. And that's the determination of the Heavenly Father, man. That's Zephaniah, the third chapter, man.
He's a man of war. That's what he likes. He likes that type of. Think about it. Do you want to just watch daisies grow? Why don't people like to watch golf that much? Because there's not enough drama. Okay, baseball is on the edge because there's not enough drama until the stakes get high. Same with golf, But they like some action-packed sports to entertain themselves. Well, the Heavenly Father's like that with us on earth. He wants to see action-packed, and there's nothing higher than that than seeing people get their judgment executed of what He wanted in a scenario of war.
Yeah, you got a genre called action, action-packed.
Thriller.
Yeah, thriller.
Yeah. Do y'all have that piece?
This is Revelations 13, 11, and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
So hey, war is on the horizon, man. You know, and you see the military buildup over there in Ukraine right now, where you got that's why Putin was basically giving warning to the U.S. that hey, you better not have your troops come over there because they deploying uh, to the border right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you got NATO over there, so it's all happening. And then as a result of that, they just threw them sanctions on them.
Yeah.
So now Russia is like, well, we're not going to have any any of your elected officials, any of the people that represent you. You're not welcome in our country. So you better believe that if there's any special American people over there, they getting rounded up and they getting banished. They getting sent out the country.
Yeah,
Let's say get put to death.
I was gonna say, if you remember back in for those that were alive and remember this in Operation Desert Storm in the early '90s, people were getting snatched up, man, and with the bag over the head, with the gun to it, and they're like, and like threats were being made. Hostage situations were happening because whether they were journalists, whether they were diplomats, Congress, or whoever, what's the other one called, ambassadors or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the issue so he was nervous about who went over there.
That's how proud Esau is. They think because you have a press pass, you go over there and report on a war, you can't be touched.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this war that we're coming into, hey, everybody's gonna be can get touched. All right, ain't gonna be they're gonna be reporting this from a distance. They ain't gonna be reporting. Ain't gonna be on the battlegrounds reporting and talking to sergeants and shit.
Right.
So
General, General, no, he's not putting no mark to the general's head as he to tell him what's going on. No, that ain't how this is gonna work. Okay, because it don't come at close combat no more. This is a long range war that's coming. So if we can get somebody grab that in Isaiah real quick, so we can make the point. Right.
It's Isaiah 95. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
That's how it used to be.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Yeah, that long range missile. So that's why when we see things like this nuclear deal, it's such World War III news. Okay, when we see about China having a new missile, Russia getting the Satan II, and all these different types of missiles out there, and they're in North Korea test shooting missiles over the Pacific, over Japan, and all of that. It's so you understand that this is how this third world war is gonna go. Y'all just think it's just missiles and they're gonna explode and fireworks are gonna come on. What you're thinking, but what's actually gonna happen? They're gonna shoot them over here and completely decimate this land.
But before then, it's gonna be the troops gonna be gathered over there. They're gonna be fighting themselves, fighting amongst themselves.
Right.
Then Yahweh Shah is gonna come back with his angels. Then they're gonna turn and try to fight Yahweh Shah. Right?
When you're able to see the big picture of it, the long term situation that's coming in this, then you'll be able to understand the prophecies, and then you can see it. You can see it more clearly in the current events, and that's what we are able to see, and that's why we warn the people of this. That's why we put these videos and shows up constantly, day in and day out.
Yeah, measuring the time diligence.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is that it on both of those? Right. So I'm back to this. All right. Matthew 24. I'm gonna start up at 6 again. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places."
Yep, all happening. Nation rising against nation. And if I'm wrong, correct me. But I believe when it says nation against nation, the Greek word there is ethnos. And you seeing that's starting to take place. The main two ethnos, Jacob and Esau.
Because exactly what you're saying too. Last Sunday, you had that rally between those White Lives Matter activists and the Ku Klux Klan.
Black Lives Matter. I think they showed up.
They showed up to basically try to counter protest. and it said that 12 of them were arrested. Several people got punched, but it wasn't no bloodshed then. Hey, but it's going to be, man. You're going to start seeing that it's about to get crazier and crazier. Hey, when the scripture goes into sedition of men, and as the brother brought out, nations against nations. Hey, when all hell breaks loose, it's not going to be a police officer or a government official there to halt the violence, man. Which means what? It's going to spill over. Hey, because what? The scriptures say what? Yahweh Shemel Shai, hey, he's coming to bring a sword on earth, man. The scriptures also say what? That the fire is kindled. So what? Everything is already into fruition. It just ain't popped completely, man.
You said that it wasn't really no bloodshed out there at that protest because as of right now, people feel they got something to lose. When it comes to a time where they feel that they don't got nothing to lose and hell, this is it. That's when you're going to see the real fighting in the streets with swords, which is the modern day gun.
Yeah, somebody get hungry, man. They get very agitated.
Well, I was going to quote the saying that you bring up. I forgot who said it. It says, "When people have
nothing to lose, they lose it."
Yeah, when people have nothing to lose, they lose it.
I think that was Jerusalem.
Yeah, Jerusalem. Yep. And it couldn't be more true. When you got nothing, think about it. You sit in your house all day until all your food ran out, or nowhere has nothing. You got nothing in the house. Now what you gonna do? You about to leave. You about to go out and just see what happens.
Or say like this.
It's a chaotic situation.
You go out there protesting right now, and you're Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, whatever, and you got a family at home, a child, a wife, and everything. Okay, you got something to lose, all right? If your family, your livelihood, but say your wife is dead, your daughter been ran off, you out there taking, shit, you ain't got nothing to lose. You gonna go out there and scrap it,
It tells you, and which your brother probably going to reading, that because iniquity shall abound, that the love of many shall wax.
A couple verses down, it said, but I want to make a point. It said, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, and
beginning.
It was just the beginning.
Beginning of sorrows, second edge.
Yeah, I was going that, and then want to make a point about Jacob's trouble. So we can use that as well. You got it, bro.
Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. All right, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. All right. So obviously we're just in the tip of the beginning, of sorrows, because when Ezra was saying this vision, he was afraid, man. So you people out here, you're not afraid yet, Ezra like in the thick of the beginning of sorrows, man.
See, nothing like serious, on biblical proportion. Like we have yet to like really see the height of it go down. Right now, you just because Esau has the power to shut things down. He can control the food supply.
It puts a
that's to make the control easier. And but even around
somebody
that
check the feed because saying that his election is unstable.
So what I was gonna
Still there? Okay.
Yeah, what I was gonna allude to was once they mando the JAB. When they mando the jab, it's gonna be a problem. And people going already, well, hold on. We saw, we've been watching what you've been doing. Okay, so we don't want to deal with it, but you're gonna have to be pushed to a certain level, and it's gonna create a very detrimental scenario for you if you take it or if you don't. If you don't take it, they're gonna ostracize you and lock you out of society and all of this. But if you do take it, you could possibly become a walking corpse. Yeah, I mean, this is what it is. So people are gonna have to say something, or do something about it.
Because no one knows the long-term effects of the JAB.
Right.
You know, like, okay, a year, 2 years,
15 minutes.
yeah. Where are you going to be? What condition is your body going to be in? What ailments are you going to have with a year or year and a half years? And you just, like, I was talking to this Edomite today, man, you just rolling the dice.
Yeah.
Hoping
The cold part is you don't win. You stay the same if it lands on something good.
On top of that, bro, you need a third jab.
Yeah.
And then you also have people that have been getting one of Moderna and the other one Pfizer.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah, that's like jungle juice, bro.
It's jungle juice, bro.
It's like you mixing dark with light.
So I was watching Sherry Tiffany interview on I forgot the name of the show, but I was watching her interview talking about it, and she was even looking at what each JEB had in it and what they would end up doing with those concoctions, and they do different shit. Two of the same could be like, okay, well, that one thing is messed up in you, but two different ones, it now can be this issue and then this issue, and then together who knows? She even used, if you remember, the analogy of in high school chemistry, sitting this cup by themselves do nothing. You mix them in a beaker together, boom, they blow up. Okay, so you don't know what you're getting.
And she's been saying that once you make that decision, it's irreversible.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can really do. Like you can't detox, you can't get any of it out of your system. Like it's in you forever. She basically said it's like jumping onto a bullet train straight to Auschwitz.
Wow. Yeah.
So hey, but the problem is we've been warning you about this devil.
Yep.
We've been telling you that hey, don't trust this man. All right, and he's been making plans for years to reduce the population, and now you're seeing it in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Because the media ain't reporting to you what's happening, that shit is going down.
Yeah.
It's global genocide happening right now, right before your very eyes.
Well, they in other countries where they're not really reporting, they've like doing damn near 90% of some of these little small countries over in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
And all Esau's doing is giving their government, money, kickbacks, and they're pushing it on their people. 90% of the adults in some country, I got the article.
They're racing to finally establish, the Great Reset, which basically bring forth global slavery, global captivity, digitally, and that's what this is all about.
Right.
All right. Hey, matter of fact, this devil's so strategic. That's why the scriptures say thou art wiser than Daniel. This is the season where they're gonna stir you up. They're gonna use these little incidences to stir up your emotions, to get you to go out there and riot. All right, so that they can be justified in locking the place down again. You're gonna damage more businesses because that's what they want anyway. So you're just helping to assist this devil in his agenda.
Yes, willing participants at this point. Unknowing willing participants. That's the coldest part. You don't even know what you're participating in. You're just a willing participant in whatever the devil is pushing. And the reverse psychology he's using, the devices that he's using, are plain to see, man. It's the okie doke. Whichever.
Get a quick script.
Yeah.
2 Corinthians. You already know what I'm going. 2 Corinthians 2:11.
Yep.
Lest they should get an advantage of us when we're not ignorant of his devices.
Mm-hmm. It's trickery and witchcraft. You should be able, but see, these are the same people that don't get it, or the same people that listen to the songs that they push on the radio, the songs that got them mind-defeating mantras and chanting, okay, pushing that vibration that the devil wants to have on our people. It's not a coincidence that we're at the head of the line of all the detriment that's coming towards us. Okay.
I got a quick article. All right, this is from Zero Hedge. All right. Globalists will need another crisis in America as their reset fails. And that goes back to Job, that they can't perform their enterprise. Somebody get that over the show. Continuing on in this article, it might sound like U.S. exceptionalism to point this out, and how dare I, but even if the globalist reset is successful in every other nation on earth, the globalists are still failures if they can't secure and subjugate the American people.
Yeah, you gotta have what good is it running a hamburger business or a cattle business if you can't herd the cattle to where you need them to be?
Let me say this: the C-19 has been a big fail for Esau, because things didn't go as smoothly as they had planned. They thought that it was going to scare people, and people were scared to a degree, but at the same time, people were aware of what this devil was trying to do. Not just Jake, Edomites.
Yeah,
Edomites.
They know more than Jake.
So it was a big fail. So
the younger Edomites, like Edomite teenagers, Edomites in college, they ain't really give a fuck, man. They just kept on partying.
It's Job 5:12, and it reads, "He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise."
And what's their enterprise? The New World Order.
Go get that Job 14 and 6:5.
The New World Order is a part of the reset. Which is the reset.
It's it.
It's Job 14:5. "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass."
And where does his bounds end? How far along does his inner? But might as well get the one with his belly, but the belly.
It's 20.
Yep. You might as well read it down, break it down.
It's Job 20 and 23. It's like a 22. It says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating."
The fullness of his sufficiency is this great reset New World Order. Because he's trying to get everybody under control. So when he brings out his RFID microchip, that's like the last stage of his control.
That's the pinnacle.
Yeah.
When he makes it mandatory.
And there's gonna be a lot of people that accept it. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot, but see, they don't realize the Most High hasn't cut off right before the full fruition of that New World Order. Okay? And that's important to understand that, because if he didn't have it right then, there would be no flesh left to be saved.
Can you go back to
Verse 22 in Job 20. "In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him."
Yeah, wicked goes back to Hebrew word "imah," which means wretched one, which is basically Israel, man.
To toil laborer.
Yeah, because the Lord's gonna put a spirit on you, Jakes, man, to go against Esau, man. Was that Isaiah? What's that? 31. The land of Judah should be a terror unto Egypt. And Jakes, man, the Lord's rousing you Jakes up with these killings, man, by the police. Especially Edomite police, man.
They publicized the Derek Chauvin trial, right? And then now they got that one with that army lieutenant.
Jake.
And when you watch, like I watched it on this, but I watched it again from the full video of the stop. It was about all compliance. Like you should be doing what I tell you to do. And the Jake didn't want to. It wasn't because he was being a Jake. He was like, for what? I understand what's going on in this country, and I'm a fellow warrior in this country. But against other nations, why should I have to do all of this? Come talk to me. It got to the point where the guy was standing next to him, gun and all that, looking away, not looking at the guy, reaching for what should I use? Gun? No, I don't need the gun. Taser? No. Pepper spray. Here you go. He was up there fishing for what to use. He wasn't scared.
Right.
He had no reason to use that. Yeah. But it was about the authority that he felt he should have. Control. Okay? So this doesn't change. So Jake is gonna see this shit and then believe, you know, well, we gotta stand up against it, but you don't know that this is what they want.
Yeah.
They need you to do that.
Notice how, you know, like with that situation, you know, even though he's you know an army lieutenant, but he didn't have any weapons. He didn't appear to be no threat.
Yep.
But yet, you know, they use all that excessive force on him.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you had that other in New Mexico.
The 61-year-old.
Yeah. He pulled him over. You know what I'm saying? That he pulled the truck over.
Yeah.
You're like, can you remove? Can you move your firearm so I could feel safe?
Yeah.
And then he got out the car with his motherfucking AR in his hand, and he went over there and he put like 10 bullets in him, popped them in their head. You know, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, normally, if that was a Jake, he wouldn't even got out the car. He would have made it out the car. So you feel so safe to allow this Edomite who was armed, you know what I'm saying, to come over to the car with you, and you got your shit split.
And I like how these governors be like, we basically apologize for what these police officers have been doing. You know, you're the governor. The word governor means to control. So it ain't like you don't know these police training courses or whatever.
Right.
You know, you put it down in legislation.
Yeah.
You know,
and these governors, they speak with the police chiefs.
Yeah.
So it's like a chain of command.
Yeah.
You know,
they're all at these same events and balls.
And they have, you know, meetings and Zoom meetings and everything, and say, you know, hey,
city council,
go harder on these niggas.
Hey, but this is damage control.
Yeah, ultimately, this goes back to that struggle in the womb.
Yeah. Ultimately,
Spiritual thing.
Esau doesn't want to give leverage over Jake because it's funny when that Saturday night skit. Y'all seen that one, Saturday Night Live? The skit about live it up, white people. We got at least 2 or 3 more, 4 more presidents in us. Give us another chance, you know. He said, but after that, the Mexicans can have it.
Yeah, the Mexicans can have it. Yeah,
you know,
it was a joke, but
it was a joke. You know,
but they know that their time is almost up.
Yeah, that's the point. They know that, but they want to choose who they give it to.
Oh, yeah.
They don't. And the last people they want to hand it over to is you Negroes. Man. They don't want to hand it over to y'all for nothing, but you don't realize it's going to be taken from you, whether you hand it to the Hispanics or not. That's all the same people taking it. We're going to take it from you, but we ain't taking it. Yahweh Shai is going to take it from you.
And the Lord is going to start rousing both the kingdoms up.
Exactly.
Judah's getting roused up, and the northern too.
That's right.
There was another shooting that took place over there in Chicago.
Yep.
I think he might have been Issachar or something like that, or Ephraim. They popped him, and you saw it on camera. He had his hands up. So they out there, you know, just you know.
And once that northern kingdom get riled up, they work business, man. It's way more than them than Judah.
Lord gonna light a spark in Ephraim to be like, look at Judah, be like, hey, we're the same people, man.
Yeah.
This Edomite, this white man is against us.
We have a common enemy.
Yeah, right.
Don't get Zechariah. I think it's Zechariah 3. It says he would fill the bowl of Judah, fill it with Ephraim.
Yeah. Then the bowl.
I think it's in Zechariah 12 or 12 and 9 maybe. No, Zechariah 9 and 13. 9 and 13. That's what's going to happen, man.
There's Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 13. When I have bent Judah for me.
Actually, that's true. I was just start read 12, but it's cool.
Yeah. When I have bent Judah for me.
No, we should.
This verse 12. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
When I have bent Judah for me, fill the bowl with Ephraim. Embrace of my sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece.
Against, hey, that's direct. Like that's
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, both tribes against Esau has.
Mhm.
You know, and that's what you see going to happen, man. You know, they're gonna start coming to their senses, like, man, this motherfucker, man,
This marching
he
shit
keep
ain't
getting away
working,
with
man.
this shit.
This marching shit ain't working. You see a rise in black militias. I'm saying that word, you know, black militias are coming up. We don't teach hate. We teach, and we got nothing to do with them. They offer for even thinking the gun could help mediate or save an issue.
Trying to fight this white man with his own blessing.
It's never gonna work that way.
Never.
Okay, what do we? But that's what they're leaning to. It's just a carnal war. But you guys gotta learn, you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Jakes out there, you sons of Jacob, you Israelites, you guys are gonna have to realize that our blessing and our power is in wisdom and in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Faith.
Exactly. We need those things to fight this war, but we gotta fight spiritually and be assaulted by this man. Once this man assaults us, that's when our Lord is gonna come back and fight for us, who has the physical power to really deal with this man and his blessing.
Was there back on that more on that article?
Yeah.
Good.
Going back to the article on Zero Hedge, as I've noted many times in the past, most of the world have been sufficiently disarmed. And even though we are seeing resistance in multiple European nations against forced vaccinations, legislation, and medical it is unlikely they will have the ability to actually repel a full-on march against into total
Totalitarian.
Yeah.
Most of Asia, India, and Australia are already well under control. Africa is almost an afterthought, considering Africa is where many suspect vaccines are tested. America represents the only significant obstacle to the agenda.
The difference between the protests abroad and the protests here, the protests abroad, they're diligent with their protests, but they don't have weapons, they don't have guns. It's got more guns in America than people. So
that's why they're trying to that's why they're trying to disarm many people. So they're using these
psyops.
So-called psyops, you know, these mass shootings that they're, you know, some of them are staged, and they're using that to bring forth gun control, more gun laws. That's what Biden is pushing for.
Yeah, I saw
this is the most armed nation of people on the earth.
Yeah.
We gotta take that power from them.
I saw something where they said it was like a criteria for owning a firearm in New York City. Yeah. And I just read some of these are proposals, but it was crazy. It was like you know, have to have someone check your social media, check your internet browser history, some other shit. It was like people ain't gonna go for that shit. You know, they go, hey, here's my background check. What is it? I don't know what it is, 3 days or some 2 days, and then give me my shit. You know, they're gonna say that's their constitutional right to bear arms, and if you don't give it to them, these people they're gonna riot. They're gonna, hey, you think that what was that, the Capitol building shit? You think that was something? They're gonna go in there with you know, firing them guns, and, you know.
Also, it was their blessing. You know, to live by the sword.
Yeah, you ain't taking Esau's blessing from
blessing.
Right.
Yeah. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 11. And I'm gonna read through 15 as a point. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And that's going to America. America is the modern day Egypt. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for the sea shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fearful consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Killing instruments.
You know, that's a modern day gun, man.
Yep.
And that's talking about America, man. It said a couple of verses before, it said Egypt. So Egypt is the modern day America, pursuant to Revelation 11 and 8. You know, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt.
Oh, and also Isaiah 19, he said, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you know.
In this country, we see that on the edge right now. It was beginning with the mudslinging between the president, the 45th president, and the 46th. You know, we see that type of interview. Funny, she said in that interview talking about Sherry Tenpenny, people were it was the Trump supporters and then the anti-Trumpers. They wasn't even really supporting Joe Biden. It wasn't about him. They just didn't support Trump.
Yeah.
And that was the witchcraft that the media pushed onto the people.
Okay.
That same witchcraft that they pushed onto you got them taking maxes, and they're going to make you do a civil war to where they have to bring in the National Guard and push martial law all over these major cities where you Jakes live at. Order out. You put it up there. Order out chaos. What you say?
Hegelian dialect.
Here it is.
Problem, reaction, solution.
I got to
It
push it real quick.
Pressure from above, pressure from
Below.
below.
This is 2 Ezra 6 and 24. And at that time, friends shall fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So they said friends shall fight against friends as enemies. So your best friend, your neighbor, or whoever you feel that you would never,
People of your own family.
people,
The foes will be there in your own house, so we know that.
you're gonna fight over a damn cracker.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, when that whole Capitol Hill shit popped off,
Yeah.
and they was putting out the warning that anybody that was there, basically the FBI, they was doing an investigation for every person that was there, and they was saying like if you had a family and you had a family member that was there, report them. And you have people that was living snitching.
one guy reported his dad.
Yeah, he reported his own father that he was there. They came and got him.
Did this.
You know.
The whole Capitol Hill thing, man. That shit was all set up.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
fucking in The Simpsons, man.
Yeah.
You know,
And they even had one of the guys move the gate and said, "Come on, go all the way
Yeah,
up."
one
They
guy
had
opened the door.
Yeah.
One guy opened the door.
Open the door.
Yeah.
Dude, that was what was it? Is that the same one where he had the
hat
and the flag?
Yeah.
Yep.
with the horns on.
Yeah.
They caught a guy that had the Q on the back of the truck, the Hummer or whatever, a bunch of weapons. Somebody snitched on it. I think that was my dad. They weren't sure who it was. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, they also did that because they were trying to entrap the leaders of militias, you know, because they're trying to break that whole system down, the militia thing. So they kind of baited them to try to storm the Capitol, you know, so they could bring a case against them.
And I noticed after that, the National Guard really never left DC. So you see what's happening.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
that's protection. You know, because he saw shit, he's gonna be throwing out all kinds of shit, and it's gonna piss people off, man. And they don't want to go up to the, the White House, the Capitol building. You know, and this is the next scripture here in 2 Ezra 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another.
That's invading one another. You hear about countries being invaded, but they're gonna invade your neighbor, like you read.
Yeah.
They're gonna invade your family,
Your home,
everything.
Your job, wherever you feel secure, you're gonna get invaded. You're gonna get violated.
There will be no more safe houses and safe places to be.
Hey, what happened on January 6th? That was a fake. It was like a pseudo coup that was attempted. You know, all those people that were involved, they were all controlled opposition. They were all used. But there's going to be some actual coups that they're going to really attempt. That's not, and Esau, he's smart. He knows that you can't do shit on social media. Don't be putting out there, your plans or what you're gonna do, how you're gonna meet up, with they gonna do that shit like off grid. How they gonna be planning shit, and then you just
They
ain't gonna
might
see it
mail
come.
letters around.
And shit is just gonna be just happening.
Yeah.
You know, Esau gonna get so sick with it. You know, certain politicians gonna come up missing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be assassinations.
They already been
being
planning
carried
it.
out.
Yes.
You know, they planned one.
Yeah.
They put what's that lady's name and Congress lady?
They took her.
No, the one that they wrote on her.
Pelosi.
Pelosi. Yeah, they let them up. McConnell. They let them all know that you can be touched.
Yep.
You just that close. We just gotta make a move.
Mostly she thinks she won one of that shit called fantasy world. She said, "I wish I was in the Capitol building. She would have did something to the protesters. She would have called them or some shit.
Watch this video.
Yeah, those people, they're power craved.
Yep.
They're not about the people. They just want the power over these people. They want to control. All them Democratic governors. They're really tyrannical, very tyrannical. And those are the main states that are actually suffering the most from these measures. These restrictions, so to speak. Hell, we in the state of Nevada, this is a blue state, and even though it's not as bad as certain other blue states, but we to a certain extent gotta comply, and we gotta wear a mask everywhere and shit like that. When we go down to Texas or Florida,
Atlanta.
or Atlanta or something like that.
I mean Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. You just it's like it's damn near normal. Like you can do what the fuck you want to do.
They shall not regard the kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Hey, that's the red and the blue states, man. And there's gonna come a time where, if you live in the blue state, you can't go to, to a red state.
Are those FEMA zones?
No, it's not martial law.
But I'm just
this is going to the Civil War.
Hey, and if they really try to bring forth those V passports, they try to really impose that on the whole country. People ain't gonna stand for that either. That's way too much control.
At least two governments that are governors. That have already said no to it. Florida and I think Texas. They already know to leave Texas the hell alone.
Yeah, and that these are gonna have to have these UN soldiers to basically, force all these draconian measures on the people. Right?
Because then just think about it, man. So now you need this digital passport to get into basically society. Like you want to go to if you want to get into this store, if you want to go to the arena to go look at the game, if you want to board this flight, or you want to hop on this train, or possibly even when you driving and you're like, man, fuck it, I ain't gonna fly. I'm gonna just drive to where I want to go there.
Yeah.
And right at the state line, you might have a fucking inspector right there, like, hey, let me see you.
Like going to California, they have the agricultural check.
Yeah.
So that could
be changed.
Set up for that.
So as you go get there, they're gonna be checking to see if you got your shit.
Let me see your papers.
Yeah.
They was doing that in Phoenix. They was pulling Jake over.
Yeah.
They said they got to see see if they was legal or not.
They were doing that in with the Max. They was doing that in New York. It was already not, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
If you ain't got tested, a negative test, then you can't even come over here.
Yeah.
Oh, boy was saying
you got quarantined if you did go.
Remember that guy that what's his name that was on Fauci's head? He was talking about people were in Boston.
Jim Jordan.
That they had to have masks on in their house,
Yeah.
and they were enforcing it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how they were enforcing it, but people had to have masks on in their house. So you see what this world is going to. You see what this country really, where the path that it's headed. Yeah. It's complete control by Esau.
Slavery.
Yeah.
You see what we doing?
I got one more. A man, this is verse 19, 2 Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, which is the famine, and for great tribulation.
Right. Literally a food famine.
Yeah, that's gonna come, man. And with all this inflation that's taking place, it's gonna be pretty soon where a lot of people that's been dependent on these stimulus checks and unemployment.
They got the child tax coming in, I think in July.
Yeah.
So where you get every month $600.
That ain't gonna be shit, man.
Yeah.
Females on his OnlyFans, man.
Oh man.
That little, it's big now, 10 G's a month, 20 G's a month. That shit gonna eating up, man. Men ain't gonna be buying that shit no more. They're just gonna be taking it.
Time, bro.
Well, Kevin Samuels was trying to tell you, there's no long range for quick money.
He said Subway's gonna be hard.
Hey, we've seen NBA players with long careers end up in subways and coffee shops and whatnot. Bro,
Yeah, he's making way more.
yeah, way more money than you can make on me. You know?
So you females, you're through. Your prize gonna be knocked out the box when this famine happens, man.
Yeah, and what that just described is what Yahweh Shai said in Matthew 24, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, there's gonna be a cold spirit out there, man. You already see how Jake get down. Jacob murked his whole family over a stimulus check.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's wrong with that? That they had the disagreement at Thanksgiving.
I was sure.
That was a Jake because he had put his hands in the mac and cheese or something.
Fighting over food.
Yeah.
Fighting over
Take
food.
their mac and cheese serious.
And there's food out there still. You can still go to the drive-thru. You can still go to the grocery store. And he murked family because they put him on Front Street about put his hand in the
Yeah,
food.
ready to murk you if you eat his leftovers.
Shit, Jake ready to murk you if you step on his shoes or something.
There's one article, Jake killed a little child for eating his food. Shit.
A child.
A little child eating his food.
See, and we ain't even there yet. We ain't even at the height of this part of the story, of the Most High's movie yet. I'll go back to this and read. You want to hit these other points leading up to it, or you just want to go straight to it? Because there's a couple points in there.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right, verse 9, it says, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. I want to make a point of this because they don't know who the Hebrew Israelites are. Yeah, they got it, but they're going to have to round up a bunch of people. It's like fishing. You have to scoop up a whole bunch of people and then hope you pluck the right people out, to hope the right fish out. So you Jays is going to be getting jacked up. Now they're going to catch some of us up and they're going to realize who we are. Okay? But they already going to be rounding y'all up, man, doing things with y'all. All right? So y'all about to catch it, man. You got to understand it's coming down upon you. Can you jump in?
Can you read that verse one more time?
I got you. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Yeah, that goes right in with the
Yep, that's what I was going to have as well.
The brother posted.
Good.
2 Ezra 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon them that fear the Lord.
That's right.
Who is that talking about? It's talking about brothers, man.
Yeah.
The elect. They're gonna be coming against us because we've been the main ones vocal about Esau's destruction. We're literally telling him that his new world order is not going to suffice him. He's not going to be able to complete his new world order. All right, and he hates that. That's why he's going to be infuriated to come against us. We're constantly reminding him that, hey, nigga, you on your way out.
Told you it wasn't gonna work. I told y'all not to do this. They're gonna be sick of it.
Oh, you're having all these counsels. You're getting tired of having them counsels. It's just not going according to plan.
Figuring out what we do.
Yeah.
You gotta realize all these views that brothers putting out all over the internet. The vibration is more important though, because people are feeling it in their spirit. They're having dreams of it. There's movies all around of it.
Yes,
And then there's actually prophets on the street telling you exactly what to and what not to.
yeah, what we're doing is affecting them holy.
Mm-hmm.
Is affecting them. That's why you think that we're the main ones who's being censored on YouTube like
Like he's
that.
gonna say it.
You know, where they just gotta attack all of our videos and channels just completely when there's toxic, wicked,
Mhm.
sick, twisted shit on YouTube.
Thank you.
That BF, they don't mess with those videos.
I bet if we advocated or encouraged the GAB, they wouldn't take them down.
No.
They wouldn't say nothing about medical misinformation.
Yeah.
If we say, "Oh yeah, do this,
We're
take this,"
pushing for them to take it.
hell no.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a reason behind that, man.
And
So we're basically we're in their way. We're in the way of their agenda. You know what I mean?
let me say this real quick because Sarnetta had his whole thing with vocab and all that this week, right? Zariac and all of that. But just when the point I want to make was when Sarnetta was talking about well, you can't even really say Maxine. He kind of went to code also. If you say anything, they gonna strike you and cancel your whole thing. Yeah, the same way they looking at him, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit and get rounded up in that verse like we were just talking about. Whether you fear the Lord or not, you still gonna get hit. But they looking for us though. But they're really looking for us.
Yeah.
You're just a casualty of war.
Yeah, hell yeah. You side nigga, yeah, you. See,
When you run away from the name,
even if you're just playing with Israel, pretending like you believe you're an Israelite and you call on the names of the Father and the Son. Well, that's gonna be a snare unto you because he gonna include you with us.
Right.
Even though you probably doing this just for the hustle, and you ain't really serious, you just using it, but you still gonna be included, man.
Yeah, martial law troops, and they ain't gonna fucking decipher. Oh yeah, he's with that group. They teach something different than this group.
That ain't how they think. They just gonna get everybody. They just get everybody, and we'll get. Hey, what did they do when they were trying to take out your house shot? What did they do in Egypt when they were trying to get rid of Jacob?
Exactly.
They just rounded up everybody. They didn't. No. He's not from the right tribe. No, we're not gonna.
Like all the babies, 2 and
all of them 2 and under, gotta go.
Males.
All 2 and under males gotta go.
You fit that black identity marker.
Mm-hmm.
Just get them.
Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
It's funny. I had that earlier. It was waiting on that. Perfect time to put it. I forgot about putting it. Read it about you show one more time.
Verse 7, Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
But we shall be saved out of it. Not the 2/3, not the other heathen. The elect will be saved out of it. Lord willing, we'll be elect, of course. But the bottom line is, this day is coming, man. And people, that Jacob's trouble, our people is going to catch it bad. And we're showing you with the current events that it's all leading to go against you. The only safe place you got is in the bosom and in the safe place of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only place that you can survive what's coming to the earth. If you don't, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. Okay?
You ain't gonna be able to hide behind your gun.
Nope.
Nothing to hide behind your church.
You ain't gonna be able to be hiding behind Esau.
Nope. Yeah. He ain't gonna let you side with him at that point.
He's gonna turn his back on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hey, when you the second back in 2 Ezra 16 and 70, when you read the next verse, verse 71, it says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none."
Beautiful. To drive the point. We got him. Look, what's Esau's one of Esau's sayings? The best, if they fit anybody else but them, the best black man is a dead black man, or something to that effect. The best witness is a dead witness. You put anything in there. The point is, he already got you locked up, or he got you in straits. He might as well finish you, which is the big plan of the Most High anyway. If you ain't with this thing, you're finished.
in time, because really, and when Yahweh Shemashah allows all that hell to break, it's like he's that hand that he was holding out, and for that extended mercy.
No man regarded.
Back in his it's back in his pockets.
He's like, okay,
you know.
Yeah, the Lord said He's gonna cleave, have the tongue of the prophets cleave into their mouth, to the roof of their mouth, so they're not gonna be able to speak anymore, prophesy anymore.
And that's scary because when it's like basically the Lord is like, all right, I'm done talking, I'm done speaking, and that's pretty much time's up. You ain't in His ark, all right, that's it.
Oh, what does that mean? If once the Lord has us to stop talking, now all of what you said and what you've been doing is gonna speak for you, and the Heavenly Father got to record it through the angels. So we just got to continue to endure and not turn on it. We ain't got to tell you nothing else no more. That famine of the word is real, and I see it coming around a few times just today on different brothers' live streams. It's a topic coming up. This famine is getting real close. Okay, this man is gonna have to set somebody up. Talking about us.
Yeah, it tells you that in Revelation, He shall make war, with the remnant of our seed that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai and keep the commandments. And this is the testimony. This word, the spirit of prophecy is the testimony. And this is how he's being consumed by the spirit of the Lord's mouth. He's getting hacked to pieces. He's getting mutilated. And he's feeling that shit. So that's why he's like, cut them off, man. Strike that video. Strike this video. Terminate that channel. It ain't gotta be a real reason why they strike you. It's just we gotta make up a reason to get you off.
When we go back, we be like, I don't remember if I wasn't even talking about none of these videos.
Violates community guidelines.
Exactly. It makes people, isolates people away, and the dumbest reasons to strike you. Okay, so they're eventually just gonna shut it all down.
It's like if Yashawamba made a joke. It's like you almost damn near gotta title all your videos God is love and shit. Just to get them to not fuck, you know what I'm saying? And even then, you still might get something. That's how it's getting.
John 6:3.
God love the world, part 2, part 3.
And he said kind of like that, and then he said the brother was like, I love you, Jesus. Pop locking for Jesus. You don't have to start the video with that. You got to start everything with that.
Christian Cholo.
You almost have to, but that's what he wants, though. He wants that full compliance out of the kids. He don't want no backlash. Okay. You still reading that?
Yeah, I'll finish it. It says, for they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
Because he's going to stand up for those men. Because they're not going to get destroyed like every other example that they bring in there and they question and they just say, fuck it, and just destroy it.
And they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear ye, O my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
But I will deliver you from the same. All these, matter of fact, we throw the blank, that's perfect.
Couple for you, bro. This one is Matthew 5. Now,
wait, could you read Daniel?
Yeah, this is Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people.
So the Most High himself ain't gonna come down. No, don't touch this, brother. He's gonna send an angel to do it. Okay? He's gonna have a messenger to take care of that.
Michael, he's an archangel, man. Angel of war, man.
Yeah, he gonna give command to the other angels under him to put in work. They're gonna be, getting at our enemies, and they're gonna be protecting the elect.
They already putting in work on a low level right now by taking out all these damn rappers.
Oh man. Yeah. I know you saw that Manata Zakba, 200 rappers just last year. And then just this past, I say, what, week and a half, you had two major rappers drop dead.
They're gonna be like, you rap? No, I don't rap no more. I don't rap no
Yeah.
more.
Hey, that's
Too
a
late.
fact. Know who's next? Because I think a bunch of NBA players just got hurt over the past week or two. Like bad injuries, broken leg, knees.
Yeah, I seen Jamal Murray at like
He had one.
ACL or something.
Him like career-ending injuries.
Yeah.
Hey, these avenues that you Jakes have been going to make a living for yourself are dried up.
Shit,
Most I don't want to live you that
nobody
way.
get that nigga Kyrie Irving, man.
I'm telling you.
This nigga, he went from
That's
like,
what I'm
he
saying.
looked like he kind of knew the truth, but then all of a sudden, this nigga, now he Muslim.
Yeah.
But nobody
Yeah.
said no. Did he say that, or is that what they assumed? 'Cause I didn't see the article that said he was saying that.
Cause he was
But it
That's
does
what they
look
putting
like
out
that.
there that he's
Cause first he
Israel.
said
I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is, man.
Yeah, he be all over.
They know the truth though. All these
All
NBA
of
players,
them.
they know the truth.
Exactly.
You know?
So now that avenue of your money making is gonna get closed up. You're gonna have to make a decision.
Yeah.
All you guys gonna have to make a decision, man. Everybody on the planet is gonna have to make a decision, and it's just the fact that the numbers that the Most High lined up. 2/3 of you is gonna say no, or gonna be ice cold, and then a third and 144,000 is gonna be on fire for this thing. That's it. That's what it is. Okay? And if you on that other side or in the middle somewhere, and you on the other side, you getting jacked up. Ain't nothing in between about it. All right?
Yeah, ultimately, you gotta have that mark, that Tawah.
Mm-hmm.
And those that have the Tawah are the main ones that are taking a stand against this place.
That's
You rich, you super rich, or I mean not super rich, but you Jakes that are receiving consolation, you damn sure ain't signing crime.
That's
That's why I was saying about Michael, the archangel. He's gonna stand up for those people that's doing this thing, not you elite famous people because you got all the security around you. That ain't gonna be there. The Lord's gonna stand up for us. That's why I said they're gonna come against us, but He's gonna stand up and defend us and guide us.
Yep.
Okay. And he's gonna have more precision.
It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy
And that trouble should be looked at as Jacob's trouble. We've been reading. You got it?
and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
life.
That's the life. You were chosen from the foundation of the world.
Yeah.
Regardless of if you was a rapper, a basketball player, or Joe Blow, the ice cream man, or whatever, or even fucking garbage man or something. If you call for this thing, you gonna make it through.
Yeah.
You know, if you're called and chosen, I should say, you're gonna make it through. You had another piece of it.
I got something.
Yeah, you can go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I got Psalms 124. You know, from the top. If it had not been the Lord who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick. When
Yeah,
their wrath,
we've been finished, man. We've been through. Nothing we could have done to escape the judgment of Esau. If the Lord had not made this what it is, you know, Him standing up for us. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, with the shit that Esau's coming with,
Nobody be able to
there's gonna
stop
be
this
no way
on
in
earth.
hell if we don't have
Yeah.
divine intervention.
That's it.
You know, this man got, you know, super soldiers and, you know, all type of technology that, you know, it will blow your freaking mind if you knew all the shit that he has stored up, man. You know,
Yeah.
Esau got
Exactly.
toys that he can't wait to
Right.
release and use on you people, man. Especially Jake.
You want to see how well these toys work, man. You got the new Nerf gun. You want to see if it's shot far shoot.
Y'all seen I don't know if it was in New York, but they showed that little robot dog.
Oh, yeah, that's in New York.
That was in New York.
But brother, as soon as that came out on was it Black Mirror?
Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Black Mirror brothers had already
They
said,
already seen that.
yeah, like
What's the other company that makes those?
Boston.
Boston
Dynamics.
They say that's not real what they doing on there, but
Come on.
what are we looking at then? And what are we looking
I
at?
mean, it might be a fabrication, but it's not too far off.
That's my point. That's my point.
They got that shit.
Yeah, all they gotta do is put out machine guns attached to it.
and self-destruct when someone tampers with it or something. So, and then it more than likely sends a signal out to another one to come tear your ass up. So
it becomes from the movie The Matrix, so you can understand, you movie heads, those sentinels. It's the same type of situation like a sentinel. Whoever read
your body heat, read your,
that was in the movie with the little spiders, Minority Report, going house to house, checking people's eyeballs to see, checking their chip, basically. You gotta go.
Verse 2, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, when man rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick. When their wrath was kindled against us, then the waters had
We're pissing E off. E is pissed. And believe it or not, man, the thing keep pushing because E is pissed. Believe it, he just knows he can't make a move. It ain't the Most High put the spirit on him to make that move yet. He can't make the move yet.
Yeah, we know he's coming down with great wrath, and he's gonna make war with the remnant. All right.
Then the waters had overwhelmed us.
We also know that the scripture says that he's coming when the enemy should come out of the flood.
Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them.
See, that's what they're afraid of. He's the hesitant of. But he wants them. Hey, ain't no way he would have been blackmailed us or blackballed us, whatever, on mainstream media. Use their propaganda machine, hit us with that, and then they could have rolled on us, and everybody would have been cool.
Esau would have came up. If it was up to him, he would have come to each camp and sprayed every jig at the camp. And then all you gotta do is throw a gun over there and say the niggas had a gun.
Somebody pulled.
They pulled. Yeah, he pulled.
Or they're known for it.
Yeah, something
dumb shit.
But as we know that Yahweh Shemel Shai is ultimately in control, and Esau can't make a move until the Most High allows him.
That's right.
But it's a chain reaction of events that's going to happen. Once they make their move, the Most High is going to make it like chess.
Yeah.
Yeah, man's goings of the Lord. Yeah. How then can a man understand his own way?
Then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream hath gone over our soul.
Yeah, that's a metaphor for armies.
Yep. The flood was a metaphor for armies.
Flood, that's dealing with the armies. Esau, he's a man of the sword, so he deals with armies.
Yep.
And you're gonna have armies of men heavily loaded and armed, and they're gonna be, gunning for, Jake.
Mainly the elect, because they know 2/3.
Because they gotta prop us up in the media. They gotta say that these guys are real dangerous people.
What do they do? Read the Bible.
And then they gotta show on this, like before they even make the insurrection. They gotta put together certain news segments where it shows us in a bad light, a negative light. They're gonna bring up Johanna, how militant they are. They're gonna have the gun range.
They're gonna bring up those niggas in Jersey.
Jersey.
That bug up nigga down in Miami, I believe it was. The sign in California. They said they were.
They gonna bring all that.
Said it was anti-Semitic because the Yahweh Shai is coming back. They're gonna, and that's just what I can name off the top of my head.
He gonna have vocab. He gonna be.
Oh yeah.
He gonna have a special.
He gonna be on CNN. He gonna have a special.
You have a special.
I've been doing it a long time with these guys. I've been watching. What I know is
for so many years now.
We got an expert coming.
That's him. That's the guy. That's the guy.
Yep. That's what they gonna do. Go ahead.
Then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord who hath not given us as a prey to their teeth.
Oh, somebody go to Psalms 17 and start like at verse 8.
It's Psalm 17 and verse 8. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings.
Protection. Protect us. Go ahead.
And because they use that analogy, I was watching something with a bird's nest. It only has cover from the bottom, but the wings of the bird is what protects the eggs and the chicks and the nest. So then the Most High is like that with us. You got it?
From the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about.
As a flood.
Yep.
As the waters
Run
overwhelming us.
over. Yep, there you go.
Go ahead.
They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Bam, just like, hey, now go back to that in
Wait, hold on, Shalom, Elder.
Shalom.
It's from the Elder Anap, GMSI cell 144, Psalms 31 and 13. For I have heard the slander of many, fear was on every side. While they took counsel together against me, they divide to take away my life. When they come in with that flood, what do you think they're gonna do? Just pat you down and let you go?
No.
They gonna rip the Jacob's trouble is gonna be a lot of death going on in Jacob's trouble.
Well, they've been coming up with all type of councils, just to discuss, us, the FBI, CIA, all the different agencies, man. That's why you have things like Project Mosquito, which we're on that list. All right. The Southern Poverty Law Center, the Black Identity Extremist Report, and so on and so on, man. And then we remember we had the King Alfred Plan, Rex 84. We ain't forget about none of those executive orders, man. So that's what Jake is gonna have to look forward to.
The NDAA, is that the one?
NDAA.
What that's
National Defense
Authorization.
Well, basically in that where they can be detained indefinitely.
Yeah.
We remember all these things, and they're gonna use all these things against you, Jakes, us also, but particularly our people.
You still reading, right? Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, go back to that verse in 6.
Yeah. Back in Psalms 124, verse 6. Blessed be the Lord who hath not given us as a prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped.
And that's why it says that the righteous shall scarcely be saved.
That's right.
We barely gonna make it, man. Because there's gonna be so many perils happening, and then ultimately the ultimate the judgment, the missiles is gonna come. You got to make it through all that, man. After you just maneuver through the famine and the sword and the pestilence and getting thrown in a concentration camp,
getting out,
possibly getting out of that situation. It's going to take a divine preservation for the elect, man. That's why we got to constantly send up those prayers, man. And the name of the Lord is a strong tower.
Right.
A lot of these people ain't gonna be saved just by that alone. Out there getting devoured, man. You see?
I appreciate it.
This
is Luke 18:7. And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?
I gotta jump around this chapter.
Yeah, he's gonna avenge his elect, man. Yeah, but they're constantly sighing, crying. The souls of the just complaining continually. He hears the cries and prayers of the lowly. We worn out in this hellhole, man. We're sick of this place.
We're our saints.
Yeah. He's constantly getting harassed. Rice stripped from you. You gotta wear a damn mask every goddamn day. You got bug outs, just patrolling you, making sure you complying. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
it's like it's torture, man.
They really say if you don't have it on your face, when you eat, you bite or you sit
Right.
and put it back up before you
Yeah.
set it down. Like they want complete cooperation
Yeah.
from you.
Complete submission.
But
Submission
Esau
is the word.
completely
Right.
contradicting themselves because come May 1st, at least out here in Nevada, so ain't no you gotta wear a mask, but ain't no more social distancing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is pretty much open. So what do you
Yeah,
what's the point?
Right.
It's the compliance,
Yeah.
the submission.
Mhm.
Let me hit this for what you just said. Then we get another one. But this is still in Matthew because now we can jump around. Matthew 24. I'm gonna start at 21, tying back into everything we've been reading, and then to his verse it says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." So when we talk about Daniel 12 and Second Esdras, this goes right into that. Okay, and then it says verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's a
yeah.
cut on because you got Christians that teach that there's going to be a 7-year tribulation period, but the Christians are going to be delivered first, and then the world going to go through. Nah,
The rapture.
yeah, that's Christian bullshit. That's dogma.
Dogma, yeah.
Mhm.
All right. No, we're all gonna be in the tribulation, but the Lord's He's gonna make sure that the time, the moment in time during this period is not gonna be super long because
Yeah, and
if you
unbearable.
give this devil time, he'll wipe off the whole planet.
Yeah,
And
including himself.
You see what he's doing now on Earth.
Yeah,
He
including himself.
got major, just all type of tools of death, just being utilized all throughout the planet.
Mhm.
From the food that we eat, Monsanto's,
Mhm.
genetically modified organisms, these jabs that they pushing on the whole world.
Mhm.
You know the pharmaceutical drugs that
Yep.
they're pushing in the world, the
Chemtrails.
chemtrails in the world. You
Yeah,
know,
I was
all these
heart and
wars,
all of that.
you know, that they're kicking off. You know, they want to depopulate, so it's going to get so bad where the Lord's going to have to, finally, cut the time short, man.
Right.
You know,
What cuts
and
that?
come and rescue the elect.
I would say what cuts that Christian dogma of the rapture is Revelation 3:10, where it says, "So try the world."
Right.
So the whole world, everyone's going to be faced with that hour of temptation. The whole world is going to be tried. No one's exempt from this the what is the word? I want to say turmoil, but peril comes the water.
I was going to also add to what you're saying as far as don't worry about it. I lost it. So don't worry. We just keep moving. Should I jump up?
I want you to read that.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump up for you.
The love makes you wax cold.
Yeah.
And also, because like it says, but for the elect shortened, that's why to Peter we're to hasten the coming of the days of the Lord,
which is the apostles.
which is this is the year, this is that year, man, to be hastened.
That's right.
That the Lord hurry up and come back, judge this place, take this man down, and deliver us, man.
It ain't been that long. A lot of shit's been going on, man.
Yeah, they only 4 months in.
Was it a third of the way in?
And really, technically, we're in a new year. We just came into a new year, so hey, things can start kicking off.
Yeah, that's like
we're like 2 weeks
like
into
they did last year.
Yeah.
Because right after the Passover last year, this place was locked down for 3 months. Talking about what's going to open up on Easter. Remember Trump trying to promise that? She did open up even a bit until damn near July, August.
Right.
I'm gonna jump up. This is Matthew 24 and the point you wanted, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Yeah, I looked up the word cold in the blue letter, and it's pronounced suko, but it looks like psycho in the how it's spelled in English.
Yeah.
And it's a metaphor, obviously. It says of waning love, and I'm gonna look up the word waning. And here are some synonyms.
Waning is decreased, like the vaccine is going.
Yep, decrease, decline, diminish, dwindle, shrink, dissolve, less grow faint. So that's talking about, the love of many. So,
There will be no real love.
Yeah,
It's basically no mercy, no compassion. No
I got
sympathy.
I got kids. Like, you know how like the not eating my the end of, I go up there and don't turn off my power, don't turn off my water. I got kids. Hey, in that day, it ain't gonna matter if you got kids, you got babies. They shutting this shit off.
And that's,
Right. It's gonna be real bad for you women, man. All you OnlyFans hoes, it's gonna get real hectic for you.
Shut off your internet.
No connection to the world.
It's gonna get real for y'all, man. There ain't gonna be no man to step in and save the day for your ass either.
It's gonna be so bad. You women gonna cook your children, man.
Yeah.
And eat them.
Yeah.
And this is after you eat your leather goods. After you get fined. And
then Birkin bags, eating Birkin bags first, and then heels and all that. Then they gonna go right into and start looking at the babies.
They're gonna be going through their little cabinet and shit with their hair shit, their little hair products. You know what I'm saying? You probably gonna be eating that shit first.
Sipping on
pro style.
Yeah.
Pro style gel and shit. Yeah. It smells good. Yeah. But we're making light of it like we're joking, but this is not a joking matter. Okay, understand, this is not a joking matter. What's about to go down for the world at large. Oh, so that's what I was going to say. Also, talking about the whole world, right? You said you were talking about that verse that talking about everybody from Revelation 3:10.
Yeah.
Well, and
should be tried.
Yep, and in Isaiah the 66th chapter, he said, "Well, he will plead with all flesh." He's going to judge. That word "plead" was judge, Mashapat, which means to judge. He's going to judge all flesh. And then, if somebody can actually pull the one in 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, I think it's 5:10, and then read 11 as well.
The 2 Corinthians 5:10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahweh.
We must all, so that cuts that whole. We must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahweh.
Everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad.
So if you were good, you still got to come up and see the man.
Mm-hmm.
So you ain't no great nothing rapture getting you up out of here. Ain't none of that. You ain't gonna escape it. We all got to go through it. And the brother read the scripture in 1 Peter. There you go right there. Anarchy says 1 Peter 4:18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, I mean they gonna have to be in trouble.
They're righteous
and barely make it.
They're barely gonna make it.
Where should the ungodly and the sinner appear? Okay.
Like, hey, for example, Lot was righteous and he barely made it.
Mm-hmm.
He barely escaped out of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, so close that so close. One of the women walking with him, his wife, just glanced back and it was a wrap. She didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's how close it was. Him scarcely getting out of there.
He could a little glance back. He would have been through.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's why it says in 2 Ezra 7 about the entrance into the kingdom.
Yeah.
You looked on the left and on the right. You see, water on one side and you see fire on the other. Mm-hmm. And the path is so narrow that only one at a time can enter.
And that when you read down, they really go in.
Yeah.
In that verse of how the kingdom and how you really got to suffer to get to the kingdom.
Yeah, that's the point. If
Acts 14 and 22. Yep. Much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom.
Yeah, I think that's 24. 24 chapter.
Yeah. So and that's because it's the spirit of. I think it was Apostle Tahar that did the video. Are you a Epicurean or a Stoic? And to be frankly, people in that Epicurean spirit ain't gonna make it.
That's it. Romans 8.
You trying to live in pleasure while there's tribulation?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
she that lives in pleasure.
So it's gonna be bad, for a lot of people, man, especially these women, because they live in a lot of comfortability here.
And what's crazy is through everything going on, they're even getting more comfortable.
You got women getting these PPP loans. They got, multiple stimulus checks coming in because they have multiple kids. And these women are really, eating right now.
They make up most of the corporate world too.
Yeah.
And look at that.
So when shit hits the fan, when that RFID becomes mandatory, they're gonna be right in line, the first in line to take it because they don't want to lose what they have here.
But the scriptures tell us that vintage is gonna fail, man. All your luxuries, your assistant programs, everything that keeps you comfortable in the society is gonna be stripped away. Because you're a prideful person, man. And when we go to 2nd Ezra 8:50, you said, "Shall many miseries shall be done to them that dwell in great pride."
In the last days, dwell in great pride.
God.
And that's why we're learning to detach from all this early.
That's right.
Because we got to, walk away from it all.
Yeah. They said, "He that shall save his life shall lose it, and they that shall lose his life for my sake shall have life to gain life eternal."
The Lord said, "He that follow me you got to deny yourself."
Right.
That means detach.
Right.
Don't have any emotional attachments to any of this shit, man, because it's all gonna go. But a lot of these jakes, they gonna choose death rather than life. Hey, DMX took that JAB because he tried to save his life, and he ended up losing it. And now they finna mourn this dude. They finna turn him into a idol. Have a big old memorial for him in New York at the Barclays and shit.
They already put
murals
all over
New York.
They working overtime with the murals.
Yeah, but that dude, he was supposed to know the truth, but yeah, the move that he made indicated that he really, wasn't with the truth, based on his action. And the Lord took him out, man.
He was a hearer of the word, not a doer.
Exactly. He had a zeal, but not according to knowledge.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
It says, "Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Most High Yahweh, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences."
You said, "We persuade through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men," and this is why we're reading this, because we made light of certain situations, but these are not light at all. Okay, matter of fact, I'll read this one now. Yashar 144, Isaiah 8:22, and they shall look unto the earth and behold trouble and darkness, dimness of anguish, and they shall be driven to darkness. You're gonna have to be in a dark mind state because you don't know the light. You ain't been practicing it. And what ends up in that darkness happening to you? Death, man. It's the only way that darkness is for you. It's gonna be through death. Okay? Because you had the opportunity to walk in the light of wisdom, and you didn't take it. Okay? Or you wasn't chosen for it, shall I say. That was that one.
Anybody has anything else?
This is Revelation 22 and verse 11. "He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still."
Yeah, that's why we're not concerned with, the 2/3. That's why it says in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter,
Be not concerned.
Be not concerned of how the ungodly shall be punished. But rather, those that'll be delivered, how the righteous shall be saved. We're only concerned with the elect, man. Right? And those are the only individuals who His word is going to go into and activate.
Yeah.
And they're going to be sealed after they hear it, and that's that's it. After that is just judgment time. That's when the Lord, He's going to unleash those angels in bound in the four corners.
Yeah.
They're going to release that wind of destruction, man.
That's the trumpet.
He just said, "Hold up, wait until my servants my elect are sealed, and then have at it, man. You go get it in." All right. Go ahead.
"He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be.
That's right. I mean, he's coming back with on the judgment seat, man. All right. A lot of you that say only God can judge me. Well, Yahweh Shai is coming back to judge you.
Yeah. Judgment's been given to the Son.
Yeah. You didn't know that, huh? Tupac lied to you. All right.
Sounded good.
So yeah, man. Yahweh Shai is gonna come back, and he's gonna do the honors, and he's gonna come back and judge, man. And everybody, all the works that you did in the flesh, whether good or bad, is gonna be accounted for, man. All you false prophets that knew what to do and you didn't do it, the Lord's gonna reward you for that. It's gonna be a lot of wailing, weeping, and gnashing of teeth, man.
Yeah.
Okay. You celebrities, you sellouts. All right.
How does the scripture say?
And Eve, all the evil, all the wickedness you've done. Hey, and she that is my enemy shall see it.
Yeah.
You too, man. But you gotta women and sisters that's gonna escape. They gonna make it. All right. But a lot of you, especially here in Babylon, you're done.
Right.
All right. So that, unless y'all got anything else, we can wrap it up. Hey, so with that, we're gonna close. We're gonna give all the praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash, to the elder apostles who were of the great millstone, and Tawada to you, Akim, you brothers and you few sisters watching, Tawada for tuning in, Tawada for the precepts, and continue to strive, continue to move forward, keep the faith, man. And hey, man, we about to get up out of here, man. So with that, we're gonna say Shalom.
Shalom.